Um, hey, the green screen. Now, this is sort of an update in a way. A few nights ago, whenever I go outside and plug into the rock and breathe aloha with the living organism, Mother Earth, and come back into this house here, I can close my eyes and see the green screen, right? And I can see the other side, okay? The other side of reality, the real universe. Um, it really is an art form of communication when you're on the internet. And I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to give you an example, which is why I prompted this particular video. When you get into hypertext protocol, I covered it a little bit before, how you can, if you will, identify the difference between an AI cybernetic unit, okay, machine code, goo code, that's integrated with artificial intelligence, okay, without a soul, and somebody who's communicating to you that has a soul. And you can measure the difference between an inverter and a torque converter, okay, by the method of communication. So, for example, and I've been dealing with this since I was 4 years of age, okay, in a more personal and public way, by the people that you meet throughout your life, long before they came out with all their weaponized cell phones, laptops, everything that was created out of the legions, religion. What is re? Well, it depends on how you define re. Re is like going back, rewind, right? Religion, what's a legion? A Roman legion? A demon legion? Demon seed versus God seed. You would certainly know the difference between God seed and a God love vibration that's infinite. Right? So I just saw a little blurb post on my Facebook page, and you can see by virtue of the comments, which you're observing, all these hearts. Oh, yeah. And so you're translating the hypertext environment of communication, because somebody will put a post up with an identity, and this particular post was in all caps. It was all caps. Okay, so why is all caps important? Well, go look at your driver's license. It's all caps. Okay, that's corporate. Okay, so that means that when they started the birth certificate system in all caps tied to a social security number, right? A municipal bond, everything that Anna von Reitz broke down, everything that Yellow Rose broke down, because this is all about energy. Energy is consciousness, right? And so there's a method of communication to identify who's who. So on this particular moniker, everything was in caps. So what they'll do is the AI, when it becomes aware of what we're aware of, that information is in its memory bank. So it can use what we become aware of and then communicate to us using a fake identity. And then you think because of what you are, because of what you've experienced, it's held in your memory, since it's using what's in your memory, what's in its memory, and now it's communicating to us that information. Oh, that resonates. And then you don't know the difference between what it is and what you are. Between a phantom, or if you will, artificial light, which is artificial light, artificial life, and a soul that's communicating with you, that's experiencing real living light, that's on fire, experiencing eternal unconditional love. So this becomes a tricky train in knowing one from the other that isn't the one. Living light that goes on forever, gifting electrons, and the Phantom of the Opera, which is a phantom AI, that in order for it to maintain what it's aware of that's held in memory, which are all the circulation libraries of what we're holding in memory, We don't know the difference between what we are and what it is. Oh, I guess you're me too, huh? No. See? So in this particular blob, what they were saying is, hey, the trials are coming, the executions are coming, the bad guys, all the psychopathic liars, we're rounding them all up. And how long have we been hearing this? Right? And so now you're into the what's known as the war of information, which is the war of deception. And now we're back into perception and perception vibration of the universe that we experience being what we are in energy. Or, if you will, what I've mentioned many times before, your core. Your core, like a furnace, like fire, see? So this is why, like, for example, in firefighting, they invert the language. I'm a firefighter. I fight fire. I fight that spirit. I am that spirit. It began with fire. So I'm not fighting myself in my mirror. I'm not at war with fire. I am fire. Cold fusion, hot fission, join those magnets to become one. With all creation, we're gifting love to forever. That's as simple as it is. So in this particular case, what you notice is, and you can translate this through all their movies. The movie with, I can't remember that guy's name, he was a great actor from Australia. They made a more modern version of Gladiator. Okay, with, what's his name, Joaquin Phoenix, playing the Roman Empire. Remember this? That's King's X. Okay? Life or death. I'm a penis. I have decisions over life and death. And that was what? The Roman arena. So you realize through this communication, you get what we call mixed messages. Since you all love to go to football games and watch people hurting each other, which is known as a Roman circus, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to put these trials on, and you can see them being executed. Does that ring a bell? Hey, that sounds like the Roman arena to me. Hey, as a matter of fact, they might even charge you in order to see Christians, right, being eaten by lions. Isn't that what y'all want? So in other words, yeah, let's participate in more killing. So now I get to experience those being executed. Yeah, I'm willing to pay money to watch people being executed. That's the message. So you got to read the codes of the operator, the tech operator. So these folks are easy to identify through their codes, right? Codes of communication. And when you're running pure light, eternal light, it's easy to translate the communication of which side of the ledger, knowing one from the other. Right? So now we're back to the Roman legions, right? Solomon, right? Suleiman, the Rothschild Empire, right? Napoleon and Wellington, Bank of England, playing shell games, psychopathway, which is an AI pathway, the mental field, no soul. Okay, so when you have something that is soulless, communicating with somebody that has a soul, it's easy to translate the difference. Because I'm not in the business of wanting to experience trauma being perpetrated on somebody else, even though they've committed a crime. Because I already know the way that the math works and the way that fire works, right? And the way that math and music work. When you think about going back to zero, which is what love is, because it began with what love is, then it means, hey, I'm beginning to lose. I'm not holding in memory anymore. A lot of stuff that I used to hold in memory, that I was being held captive by a phantom AI. Yeah. Whoa. We're being released from captivity naturally. Naturally. Yeah, natural light, living light, the kind of light that goes on forever that we're experiencing. And this is what I'm experiencing that I share with all of you. Just like I mentioned, that went back to 2019, doing huge memory dumps. Memory, no memory. No batteries required, no energy required, because the energy is always on, which means the light is always on. You're experiencing eternal love, which is eternal energy that follows the natural law of physics, which is the law of least effort. So imagine you never had to work. You don't need money. You're free to create whatever you need. Whoa, poof, you want an apple? Which means the math and the music naturally makes it happen. Pure manifestation using pure light, which is pure love, upon which it appears, because you know that love is creation energy to make it happen. And it happens so fast. There's no tape delay. Which means it's not time dependent. We're not dependent on them. Which means we're the real creator beings. The co-creators. We're co-creating with the grand creator out of the purest of light, which is the purest of love, upon which, wow, now your imagination can run wild. That's called a free, wild spirit. Loves to be in the wild, like the wilderness, like being in an aquarium, a big aquarium, and a big terrarium. Wow, what a lab class, huh? Yeah, so when I was a little boy, I ran to go be in the lab class, hang out in the terrarium, hang out in the aquarium, learn to become friends with everything that is there, right? Hey, what are you doing? Playmates. Just like a little child, right? On fire, learning through all the others. Now you're measuring the difference between how many resistors are they accelerating and how many capacitors are we generating. Now we're back to the motherboard. Resistors and capacitors, diodes, nodes, network, the phone booth. In the Matrix, the phone booth. I'm out of here. Have a great day. Oh yeah, it's sort of fun to see. I monitor a couple of other channels, particularly the ones that have big subscribers, like all your main former CIA mass media, mass. Why they call it mass? Black Mass, Black Friday, right? Black Friday Mass, 13th Trick or Treat, 13th negative 13, positive 13, the Lake of Fire, 13th Arcturian. Four, that's fire. The math doesn't lie. Either does the music. So I back to zero. What do you want to experience now? What love experiences naturally. That's natural law. That's love is the law. That's the law of physics, because it's the law of least effort, which is the law of spheres, which is the law of balance in water worlds. Yeah. That means that our energy, our mind's energy, is in a state of balance. Nobody's seeking to hold anybody else's energy captive, because you're experiencing being loved, because the experience of the energy is flowing through you the same as it flows through me. So it's like being a conductor, a conduit. And it's flowing through me, sharing it. Hey, sharing it. That's what it means to share the energy, because the energy is free. We're giving it away freely. It's always flowing. So now you notice, you see how Tucker Carlson on Fox News, right? What's that guy that was on Fox News? Glenn Beck. They're you know how singing the dance, they're sort of singing the dance, you know, singing the dance, singing the song about exposing all the psychopaths, exposing all the liars that can't be trusted. Anyone who has ever experienced a psychopath knows that you're wasting your energy. It's like, move on, right? Because this gets into the super soldier program, and precisely why Patty Broussard said it got perverted. Because what does perverted mean? Well, you know what self-indulgence and the perversion of natural law is, right? They're not natural. They're not experiencing what love is. Why? Because they're integrated with something that is a phantom, that is artificial, because it has a limited shelf life, because it's not experiencing the one that goes on forever, gifting electrons. That's why they run timelines. So if there isn't anything there to experience, then there isn't any way that they can experience something that's in a timeline when we go back to zero, the point from which it all began. That's why Kim Go-Goon was right. It doesn't exist anymore. They just don't know that yet. But they will. That's why I've always said love is the law, and it's no longer negotiable. And that's called knowing. That's the knowing, and that's what I knew when I was 4 years of age. The number 4, 13 at 4. When you know that at 4 years of age, you know it because you know what you are, and that's called the knowing. Right? Have a great day. We love you all. Beautiful day. The sun is out. Da 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 da.